What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down some very important levels to be watching for intraday, and then talk about some data. But let me first say that I'm not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed up to 20 free stocks. The offer ends very soon. Anyways, now let's break down the markets. So I just want to mention that the market got a dip today because of the PPI report being hotter than expected. But then I warned everyone that, look, don't just worry about that because at 10 a.m. we have the Michigan data coming out, and everything was aligned with expectations when it comes to consumer sentiment, the 5-year inflationary expectations, and such. But the inflationary expectations for February are a little bit teeny tiny bit hotter than what we were expecting. But besides that, everything else was fine. And as soon as this data came out, check this out. This is what happened. So the data came out, right? A minute later, SPY dropped all the way down to 498. So we got this big sell-off, right? And then what happened? They only dropped it not because the market was going to sink. They dropped it because they were grabbing liquidity. They were triggering the stop losses at 499. They knew most people had those 499 stop losses a point below that psychological 500 level. So they triggered them at 498.75, and then we got a big bounce. Do you guys see how impactful this data was? At least this data was used as the catalyst to push the market the opposite way. That's why I called it out. Look at how much this thing bounced. We went from 498 on SPY all the way up to 502 within an hour and a half, which is pretty crazy, actually. So the data did affect it. Good for SPY. It's above these levels. But let's talk about supply and demand. It's very simple. SPY has resistance at 502. 502 is the level to be watching for. If we break 502, we could push even higher to about 503.5. That's going to be the next major resistance. There's a lot of room for it to push if we could hold above 502. For support, if it ends up getting a big rejection, you're going to be watching 501.37. That's where our 50 and 200 EMAs happen to align. If we lose that, we could sink to 501, then even lower levels back down to, bearish trends again. If we end up losing 501.37, as of right now, we're holding up nicely. We're favoring the bulls. You can see it's been pushing nicely. So watch and see if we can try to break 502. Otherwise, we might just shuffle from here. We're looking pretty good on SPY. Okay. And I'm using very small charts just to show you guys like the intraday levels. Tesla's looking pretty good, but let me show you something on Tesla. We have a left shoulder here. We have a head. We have a right shoulder. It has a nice inverse head and shoulders. It's on a very nice uptrend. And when you zoom in, you can see it retraced a little bit thanks to PPI in the market, and then it's bouncing. So it's holding up very nicely so far. It's still above 200. It's also above where we were for most of yesterday. It's still holding up nicely. So for Tesla, we're going to be watching 201.26. I want to see if Tesla could hold above that. That's going to be a key support. The 50 EMA. If we hold this, could bounce and push closer to 202.5. If we could hold above this, but right now we're kind of shuffling very close to it. If we lose it, watch 200.5 as critical resistance, critical support, and then 200 as support below that. But for now, Tesla's on a nice uptrend. It's trying to hold up. We'll see if we can try to hold above this. So far, so good from Tesla's trying to bounce, looking pretty good. Apple's looking pretty good too. Apple basically came down here to about 182, as you guys could see. And excuse me, we held 182. Now Apple's going to be testing this level right here, 183.3 as resistance. And above that, we have 183.65, then 184.5. So you have some very tight resistance levels on the 5-minute time frame if you want to watch that. So far, Apple did bounce, and it's basically basing at 182. We called this out for Apple. So we were talking about how we need to see Apple basically base, and that's what's been happening. So it's looking pretty good thus far. So if you look at the levels on Apple, it's basing right here, not looking too bad. So that's something that's worth noting. If you guys want to see the levels on SPY, I'm just going to pull this up for a second. You guys could freeze the video right here if you want. If you want to see the levels on SPY, which are worth watching. So far, these are support and resistance levels. And then we have Tesla as well. I kind of skipped over that part. But I was just trying to show you guys the smaller time frames just to show you how things were looking. You guys could also freeze the video here to just watch these different levels. We also have 198 as support and like 195. Anyways, two more I'm going to go over are going to be the QQQ and Nvda. The QQQ is just like SPY. It came down quite a bit. Now it's trying to rebound. So this is what the QQQ looks like, just like this. And as you can see, not looking too bad so far. It came down in the morning. Now it's trying to rebound, and we're testing 433.69 as resistance. That's where the 50 EMA happens to be. If this breaks, our next target is to be all the way up here around 434.5. So we'll see if we could get a breakout like that. I also want to call out the QQQ here in terms of levels. It's showing life. It's trying to push, and Nvidia is helping it out. But watch this resistance as we get very close to about 434 if we do break the resistance I called out. And above that, this imbalance is here at 435. For supports, if we end up losing 433, watch 432 flat, followed by 430. As of right now, it's trying to bounce, trying to push. Watch it nicely. What's helping this thing push is Nvda. Nvda had a cup and handle like structure, but it's not perfect. And we're seeing some tight resistance around 740, 742, and 745. So basically 740 to 745 is resistance. Right now, we'll see if Nvidia could break that. If we do break it, 750 plus is coming. Otherwise, it might just kind of trade sideways in that range, which I think it's likely going to do for now. So that's what I'm seeing for Nvidia. It's still holding up very nicely. It does have potential to break out, but it's still kind of consolidating. So we'll just wait and see. But with that being said, that's your quick update for the day. I'll be back in a couple of hours for one more. Please have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one. Thank you, and peace out.